All right. I'm here, people. I'm here. I made it. I'm a minute late. Oh, just a minute late. Let's see. We got Christine, Mrs. Gillum Farms, and Lazy Days Ahead, and Evelyn Newman, Our Cabin in the Woods, Old Man King Homestead, and Paul Case Farmer. Paul Case Farms. That's new to me. So welcome in. Heather Landstrom, and there's the Johnny Gillum. This is a open mic, so the link is at the top of the chat. There's Reverend Dreams and Hat Creek Homestead. Hiking with Jackie Boy. I haven't seen him up on panel in a while. Here's James Hall. Good evening, and thanks for coming in. We got Irene Turner. Oh, there's Wooden Things and Stuff. You should take a gander at last week's live mic, Wooden Things and Stuff. It's all about makers and moving or changing my channel up and stuff. Anybody you know that is a maker, you know, they could be a special guest or come in on panel and talk about their channels and what they make. That would be awesome. Homesteaders love makers, I'm sure. At least I think they do. Let's see. Anybody else? There's no judgment here with Tish Ross, one of my faves. And Rebecca Touched by Yarn. She's actually a maker. You know, you're a maker. Whether you think you are or not, or know it, or whatever, you are. And there's Adventure Awaits, my buddy that I go hiking with. Stopped and saw him on the way home from the meetup. We did some tests on my new camera or my iPhone, and I don't know what I did wrong, but not one of them was what I considered exciting. That's for sure. They just didn't come out very clear. There's Empty Homestead. It's empty. I gotta fill it up. How's everybody doing? So I am working in a new room, but from now on, when I do, because there's many rooms in the house, it's not just the bathroom for those of you that have been following me. And I have worked on those throughout the time that I've been working on the bathroom. I just didn't show it because all that footage is banked, and I'll be making probably 1 or 2 videos on each room. I'm not going to do it like the bathroom where I don't know how many videos I made on that, but there was a lot. Bathrooms have a lot going on. A bedroom does not. A bedroom has trim and walls and windows, and after you saw me do the bathroom, you don't need to see it again. But I did start my tray video. Anybody else in here? Love the Land Homestead. That's new to me. Welcome in. Thank you for stopping by. The grapes, you know, they talk about secondary buds. I see some, but nothing significant. I think it's going to make it really easy to pound post this year when there's no grapes on the vine. We'll be okay. So, Wooden Things and Stuff. Do you have time to pop in? Can you pop in and talk about what you're making or what we're doing, what you're up to? And there's Thunderstick Homestead and Ministries. He changed his channel a little bit there. He added the end of Ministries. You know, we haven't seen you in a long time, Thunderstick. If you want to, you can pop in anytime. You know that. So we were working on the sunroom today, and there was a section of electrical, and I was like, I don't remember what my plans were for this. Hey, I'm trying to come up. You are? How are you trying to come up? I don't see you in the green room. Just a second, people. Internet is acting stupid. That's what she says. Well, you keep trying because I want you to come up. It would be awesome. Dyer Family Farm is in here. Give me a couple of minutes, he says. That's awesome. Wooden Things and Stuff says he's going to come up. There she is. Did she make it? You made it.
Hi.
Wow, you were really quiet. I almost thought you didn't have audio.
No, my internet's acting weird. There are storms literally going north and south, like of our house right now. It's crazy to watch because my sister said, hey, you're going to get hit because we're getting hit. It was like 2.5-inch hail just a few minutes ago on her. And I looked at the radar and the radar literally split right at our house. I couldn't believe it. I was like, well, you're getting stuff, but we're not. So yeah.
I don't know. We were supposed to get hit, but it seems to be splitting apart, which happens a lot for us. We'll get a storm coming through, and it will part right around our property and go around it on both north and south ends.
That's what just happened. But I can see the lightning out there. You were talking about makers. You know, Eric's out there working on our wood bench.
Oh yeah,
right now. Yeah. So he actually, I'm gonna move this. Ready? See this wood bench right here?
Yeah.
He made this bench for me just last month.
Oh yeah.
It is the length of my table that he made. Our dining room table is a 7'4" 7x4 dining room table that he built years and years ago. And so he made this bench to go in it, and you can lift the lid up and I can put my mason jars and all my stuff inside. So he's making me a second bench to put in the window over here on the other side that does the same thing. I am so excited. So he's out there working, and I can hear the thunder coming in, and he's still in the garage working.
So is he a maker?
He's a maker. But, I want you to know I'm a maker too, because tonight I was a maker of dinner.
You're a maker.
I make dinner. I have made 8 children. I make my kids go to bed all the time. I make them do schoolwork most of the time. I make them be good listeners. I make them go to work when they have jobs. I'm like a super maker.
Super maker. Maybe you should start a channel.
I should. It could be called Monica's Maker Channel. All the things I make my kids do. So look at all your people in here. There's a whole bunch of people. Hi, everybody. I didn't say hi to yet. But yeah, the storms are really crazy. Have you guys gotten anything up there in the past couple of days?
Nothing to speak of, really.
Yeah.
Like they threatened it last week, but we really didn't get anything. And that's common for us.
Yeah.
People say, oh, you're going to get hit. Nah, maybe not.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the problem with people down here in Texas is they tell you, oh, it's a warning. It's a tornado. It's coming. And people are like, oh, really? And then they're getting their phones and they're like looking out there watching. And I'm like, hi, guys, you shouldn't be going outside. That's probably for real. And then they're like, no, it's not real. It was a tornado north of us or south of us or whatever. And I'm like, but what happens if it's that one time it does get you? I'm just saying. So, yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying, Gillum Farms. I am a maker of small projects and stuff, but any homesteader can appreciate making.
I think so.
I mean, they have to make in order. I mean, like back Well, that's what you have to do. If you want to be self-sufficient, you have to make everything that you do.
Yeah, it's true.
But the category of maker is kind of like making little stuff, furniture stuff.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
homesteaders do. Obviously.
yeah. Well, I'm excited to see all the different people you have come up, because I love seeing new people that are making new things and different ways of creativity and outlets.
I would be excited for that too, but they're not as easy to find as the homesteaders. You know, maybe it isn't easy to find the homesteading community, but it was easy for me, and it's been easy for a lot of people. I mean, it just happens, and you didn't even know it was happening, and you were in the middle of it, and you're like, "What?"
Well, I wonder if maybe that's community. Well, I wonder if maybe that's where God needed you to be at that point in your time, though, right? So you have this channel you're starting up, you're doing all these things, and maybe it was just that God wanted you to be in this homesteading community to help you maybe build your confidence in your YouTubing and all of your video making, so that you could then tweak and put you right where your niche is. Maybe sometimes I feel like sometimes God gives us a big group of like just a bunch of extra love and extra cushion, so that he can tweak us down to those little things that we need to just really hone in on to make us better in that type of stuff.
I fully agree with what you just said, because I think I was brought into a community of faith is what I needed to be brought into.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
I did have a really big conversation with Troy on my way home.
Good.
I sat and talked with him about stuff. Like I said last week, I always believed, but I don't think that I was fully in. And I still don't think I'm fully in. I believe, but I think there's more I've got to do. I know there's more I've got to do.
I think it's one of those things where, God is so awesome, because he kind of like reaches out and grabs us, and he starts to pull our hands a little bit, and we don't always want to come right away to what he's trying to call us in to do. But if we just follow his lead, we'll get exactly where he needs us to be. Right. So
I think he spoke to me the most. I mean, I don't know what you think about it, but Paco was a big thing.
Oh yeah.
For me, the whole story of Paco and, his passing and all that brought me closer to all of that. I really do. I felt it. I felt it strong. I can't even explain that. But
well, you know what? It's exactly where God wants you to be, right? When you're supposed to be,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that though. I think that's great. And it's funny, because I think that so many people said, like even Gillum said, it wasn't easy for us to find homesteaders. We had our channel a year and a half and never even heard of the Crockers. It took Mid-America Meetup to finally get us in the loop. But it's one of those things that I think sometimes it's all about timing and God's timing, sometimes not our own, because we want to do certain things and we want it done like right now, but it's not our time to do it yet. I mean, I don't know. I guess I just look at it that way and think, okay, Lord, when you're ready for me to do certain things, I'm going to be there.
I was watching these huge homesteading channels before I came into the, Red Poppy Ranch and our Wild Wonderful Off Grid. Those are huge channels, and Pure Living for Life.
I've never heard of any of them.
See, but those are the ones that I was watching.
Yeah.
And then all these things started popping up in my feeds for other things, and I believe the Crockers were probably one of the first ones of that grouping.
Yeah.
Of this major group. I mean, for me, I don't know the whole story, but I think it's pretty much where it started for most of us.
Well, it's fun to see how God uses our channels and the things that we're doing right now to kind of pace out our future. It's funny because I was talking to somebody yesterday, another YouTuber, and I was communicating via, we were texting back and forth, and they said something to me. And then they said, hey, could you do me a favor? I really need to let the dogs in. Sorry. The dogs are freaking out because the storm is coming. I can hear them. No, they're out. One of them's outside right here, I think, Abigail. Anyway, and the person's like, hey, could you do me a favor? I need to talk to Eric about some things. Is there any way you could have Eric call me? And I was like, sure. Now, Eric is like literally, he's so busy, and he's not just a person to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to give somebody a call. And I said, hey, I was just texting with such and such. Would you do me a favor and give this person a call? And Eric was like, absolutely. So he went into the bedroom, and he immediately called this person, and they were on the phone for over an hour. And I came into the room, I was brushing my teeth and getting ready for bed, and I could hear Eric praying for this person the whole time, just praying and praying. And it was awesome because he was just like, can I pray with you before I let you go? And it was so cool to know that this community didn't just, we don't live near this person. We met this person through YouTube. God has built this community so that when another person was in need of some conversation, they knew they could reach out to Eric. And it was so cool. It was just a cool thing. And I just love that. I just love the fact that we can reach out to people and say, hey, we need help. Just look at what happened with Sherman Family Farms, right? Josh needed help. And there was a group of people that were able to pitch in and just go. And I just love that. I think it's amazing. So I think we had some great conversations too at the meetup. I'm sorry I missed your live last week. Abigail had to get her wisdom teeth pulled out on a Wednesday early afternoon.
Well, that's okay. But if you want to, you give it a peruse. You don't have to watch solid.
Oh, I did. I went back and started watching some of it earlier, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. All the things that Troy's starting to do. And I was really excited for you guys and him and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think we had some good talk. I love sitting there just kind of relaxing. Eric put out a video today because did you see it? So we were sitting there and at the meetup, and I knew we saw this like little creek down the road from where we were. And when we came in on Saturday, it was really low. It was a low creek. Well, because it had rained so hard Saturday night, by Sunday, it was moving. And so Sunday afternoon, we kind of followed what Johnny said to go down around and kind of get down there around to the creek. And we walked down back around this back path, and it was so awesome. It was so fun. We just had such a cool time. And yeah, it was a really nice day. So I'm thankful because I was just like, I need to figure out how to get down here from somebody who knows the area. And it was really cool, going down there and spending some time. So
yeah, I've been doing a little bit of that myself in the last year or so, or year with, Chris, Adventure Awaits. He's in here. He's listening. He's always listening. He only says hi once though. But yeah, he does that kind of stuff regularly. And I went with him a couple of times, and it was really 3 times now. It's been pretty fun.
Oh, I love doing that. Skipping stones. Hey, Evelyn Newman. I think she said I'm bouncing back and forth between chat and radar. I know she mentioned something about Journey Along with Shannon. It looks like it's past Quinlan now, the worst of it. And that tornado warning is actually now over south of Sulphur Springs. So I'm pretty sure she's out of the warned area because I live really close to where that storm is. So she should be good. There's still some icky stuff down there by Quinlan, but she should be okay.
We got 2 people in the green room.
Oh, yay.
Yes, Johnny. This is a maker.
Hey.
How you doing?
Ooh.
Yeah, I have to do the vertical thing because I'm on my phone in my shop. But
it works.
Yeah, I have idealistically, I have a problem with vertical video just in general. Like, it bothers me.
Yeah, it does. Stop doing it. Without saying what I said to you in the comment, did you catch my comment that I sent you on Messenger?
No, I don't. Honestly, I'm not on Facebook and Messenger that often. I basically, every few days I go over there just to see if I missed anything, but I don't really hang out over there. So
okay, well, that's fine. Because you're like a wordsmith, aren't you? I mean, you know words, and
I do. Yeah.
Because you're a journalist. You were a journalist, or you are a journalist? You're always a journalist.
I mean, I guess, yeah. It's just because it's not your current employment situation doesn't make you not that anymore. I guess, I don't know. I have 2 degrees in using words correctly.
What can we do about your audio? Your audio sounds like you're going.
Maybe I'm sick. I don't know. No, that. Is it really bad? Should I go back? Should I leave and come back in?
You could try that.
Well, maybe.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
She's a maker.
She's
Yes,
definitely a maker.
I am definitely a maker. I'm even going to try to do a challenge on myself. Some of that wood that my mother, when she cut that tree down, I'm going to try to make me some spoons
Ooh,
Yeah.
out of that silver maple tree. Yep.
Oh, that would be cool.
that would be so cool.
But from what Jerry said, he found out something. He did a very dark stain on this, and you can still see that's silver maple. So it doesn't stain very good. He wanted it dark, and you can see you can see the grain in it.
That's pretty though.
It's my crochet hook.
I love that.
Yeah, Jerry makes these, and there comes my brother.
I went to google.com.
I'm on a live right now, Ronald. So, yeah. But yeah, I've got some of that wood left, and I would like to,
Sam,
I don't know how I'm going to whittle it or
is that a
how I'm
tip?
going to end up doing it.
No.
So, but yeah, it's kind of nice. I want to see if I can do it.
Mhm.
That's cool.
I used to do woodworking when I was in school, but it's been a long time. And I've never carved.
It's been a long time since I actually did making type projects. Because I've been working on this house for so long. The upstairs is all complete and everything. And it's just kind of, I always felt if I can work on a small project, then I should be working on the house. So yeah,
I can understand that.
it's kind of going to be a relief because when I'm working on the house and I've got to videotape it just makes everything take so much longer to do. So if I can just concentrate on the house and then do my videography on a small project, I think it would be more efficient anyway.
What's easier for you to do? Doing it that way?
Just working on the house without videotaping it? Yeah, that would of course be a lot easier because you just focus on what you're doing.
Yeah. Instead of having to move the camera around, watching you do all the things.
And I not over edit. I edit. I produce it. I don't just, I'll change all the angles. I'll speed it up. I add music. I really get into it. So yeah. It can make it longer than it needs to be.
We got go ahead, Rebecca.
And Dale's in here.
I kind of find it hard when I was going to do those tutorials for the loom, and the only camera I have is this iPad, and you really can't change angles with that. I don't have the money to buy cameras, and I'm not asking people to do that. So I'm trying to figure out different ways that I can show, and it's tripod.
Every single video I've done has been off my iPad.
Wow.
Nice.
So
That's
you
interesting.
can do it. If I can do it, you can do it.
Is there any way you can
Give me
prop
your
it up
iPad.
so that you can see down? Are you trying to see your hands?
Oh,
Yes.
I don't have it with me.
Yes.
So
and
maybe if you
it's
have
sitting-
something to prop it.
Yeah, it's sitting on my first aid kit is under this, and it's sitting on a tripod, but trying to turn that down, it makes it a little hard. So we're trying to figure out other different ways, because I was trying to figure out, different ways that, yes, I'm working on someone's hat, and being able for you guys. And I found out when I was doing one is putting it this way, where you guys are able to see that this is going down, that bottom one is going down and stuff, and different things like that. I don't know if I could put my phone on a tripod where it's looking through this way so that, because usually I hold it this way and I hook over this way,
Yeah.
to making this hat, and things like
Rebecca, I will
Yep.
send you a link to Amazon to get this. It's a contraption that holds your iPad on a tripod, and it's like, I don't know, was it even $13 or $14? So, yeah, I love it. Like I said,
definitely-
all my videos have been done with. I've been using my iPhone when I'm outside doing stuff, and that's great and everything. And I'll probably start using the iPhone more, but I still kind of go to my iPad.
Yeah, I shoot all of my stuff on my phone in a tripod with a little clip, like right now you're on a tripod and I can move you around and whatever, it's in a clip. And also, if you're using an iPad, there are attachments that you clip your iPad into a thing onto a tripod and can swivel it and things like that. And we use one down at the shop when we do classes of big groups of people doing art projects where we need to put it up on the TV because everything's down on the table. So we project through the TV through the iPad.
He regained his voice. You started out all gurgly again, and then it ended. It stopped.
Oh, okay,
It
good.
stopped finally.
I took you out of my case and I closed the garage door thinking, I don't know what the problem is.
It could be storms. I mean, are you in a stormy place?
No, we are bright, sunny day.
Oh, well, it was gorgeous today. I mean, it was beautiful today. And then about 4:00, it got thick. Like it just got thick outside. Like it was a haze like you would not believe. And we walked outside and the one kid was like, Mom, it is really weird out here. I'm like, yeah. And then we were outside about 7:30 or so. And it just went like this solid gray. And then it went to like a shade of green. And then my daughter's like, doesn't green mean tornadoes? And my 10-year-old was like, are we going to die? And I was like, okay, stop guys. But it was like really like thick outside. You could see it in the air. So it was really weird. And now the storms are all rolling in, but it was crazy earlier. I was like, it's beautiful sunny day. And then it just got really sticky and like heavy. I mean, it's still 70 outside.
Today we had thunderstorms, and I'm just sitting in my bedroom and going, okay, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay. Kevin just left.
When we were having those thunderstorms at the Tenkiller lake, I had like absolutely no concern of us getting hit there. Now I know people got hit. That's horrible.
It literally went around us though.
I knew it wasn't going to hit us. I just felt it.
It went north and south of us. Like I couldn't believe it. I watched it like God was like bubbled over us. And it was like, bloop, bloop. I mean, the storms literally went away. I mean, there was hardly anything compared to what they got north and south of us. I couldn't believe it. I was like, that's kind of, thank you, Lord. That's all I could do because I was watching them all night. Just watching them.
Yeah, I since I wasn't able to come, I was like here praying that none of you would get hurt. That you guys were going to be okay.
Well, it definitely worked for sure. God was watching over everybody there for sure. I mean, there were things that happened outside of that, but I mean, nobody was injured, which was great. So that's a really huge thing, I think. So
we were under those big trees, and I'm looking through the windshield up, and I was like, because we had some real thunder and lightning and everything going on, and those trees were still.
Yeah.
Still. That was
it was a little crazy.
Really weird. Well, that was Saturday into Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And the other night that some of you guys didn't experience was Thursday into Friday morning.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
Yeah, a lot of you guys weren't there yet. But
So Mike, I was gonna say, Mike, what's your favorite thing to do? Like, what do you? So I guess I imagine you work with wood,
That is-
but I've never seen your channel, so I'm imagining that's what you do. But what's your favorite? What's your favorite thing to create?
I don't know that I have a favorite thing to create. My favorite thing to create is a thing that we need, I guess. Is that a good answer?
Yeah,
Like,
no, that makes sense.
we need a new
you
cat.
belong in the homesteading community.
But also, I mean, even that's not really true because I didn't need another guitar, and I'm making 3 more guitars, and I don't need the wall cabinet that I just started this week, but I enjoy making them. So my favorite thing to make is my favorite thing to make is whatever I am enthusiastic about getting to make as opposed to having to make.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I like to try to make new dinners that's like a new recipe that's fun, but I'm less enthusiastic about making dinners that are the same old because no one appreciates them. So I can kind of relate because that's
Yeah.
about all that I do around here. But no, that's
Let's
smart.
take
See,
a
like
moment.
Eric likes to make things with wood that he knows that there's a real need or a purpose for. Like he made these benches and he would be in here tonight. And I want to tell you, Brian, he asked me, he's like, do you think Brian will be okay if I just stay outside in the garage and keep working? And I was like, he'll be fine. It'll be okay. But for him, when he comes home from work all day, all he wants to do is get home, eat dinner, and then just kind of decompress in the garage and just work on something that he can just use his hands for and just build. And so he's out there. I can hear him out there with his saw thing doing like this. And yeah.
Well,
whatever.
now I want to know what other things he makes.
He's making the benches. And then I think he said he was going to make me an entertainment center. I was like, excuse me.
See?
Okay.
See?
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I mean, I'm like, hey, do what you want to do, baby. You make stuff. But if it makes him kind of it chills him out a little bit, gets him kind of decompressed from work, I'm all about it. So, I mean, that makes total sense about what you said.
Yeah, is whatever I'm not like I do commission work and stuff like custom orders things and whatever, and it's fine, but I only like to take those jobs if it's something that I'm excited to be doing also. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to take it even if it's a paying job and it's paying relatively well. Like you have to pay me more to do something that I don't enjoy.
Let's welcome Melody in
Yeah.
here.
Hi, Melody.
What are you doing?
Hi, Melody.
Do I have you on mute or are you?
She's on
muted?
mute. You're muted.
She's
Oh, she.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. I'm so good. I've been watching you guys and I thought, well, I could just watch and be really quiet and say nothing, or I could come on and watch and be really quiet and say nothing. So either one, but I just wanted to say hi to you guys. And I'm just really excited today because it was my very last day of work for my whole life long.
Oh, wow. So you get to be full-time YouTube Orlando Island.
Full time. Yeah. it's gonna be a full-time.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Because I
Islander.
sold my company 2 months ago, but then I said that I would work until May the 8th to help them transition. And I had my last call with them yesterday. And then literally out on the lawn, we did a countdown. And then I did my woohoo. And I'm so excited.
I bet.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That must have
so
felt
it-
like a long goodbye, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it did.
Like you
And
were
it's kind of
you were sad
Yeah.
at first and now you're ready.
Yeah, and I was sad. I mean, there used to be a day when I couldn't even think about it or talk about it without tearing up. And, it was my baby. I started it from the first phone call from but now to see it going off on its own, I'm really, really excited about the potential and I feel happy about the people that have bought it. They're really lovely and, and they want me to remain on the board and come to Toronto and be involved in some way, but I'm really happy doing what I'm doing now. And I don't know that I'll ever go back, maybe on a mentorship basis or something. But right now, this channel, our homestead is our priority, except for our family, right? God first. But aside from that, you're going to see a lot more of us.
That's so
awesome.
cool.
Do you make anything?
Do we make anything?
Yes.
Um,
Other than a house.
Their island.
I'm talking about.
so we're really excited because we're going to have the potential to make stuff there. And as a matter of fact, I was like, well, Ryan thinks it's kind of funny because if I see something new on a homesteading channel, I'll be like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make that. So like I watched one where they were making soap, right, the other day. And so I was like, well, what could I call? We could call it like My Wild Foam instead, or we could like,
I like that. I like it.
I like that.
Instead of My Wild Home.
yeah, like we're always talking about what we're going to do. And then of course with the woodworking, Mike, are you from our area?
Yes.
Yeah,
I-
you're just a little ways. I'm up in Campbell River.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Wow. My so my sons, their grandparents were like Painter's Lodge. You've heard of Painter's Lodge, right?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. So I used to think, oh, what a cute name for a lodge, but that's actually their last name was Painter.
Yeah, it's on Painter Drive also.
Yeah, yeah, and Painter. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Anyway, so and then the woodworking. So yeah, we do want to maybe like I was like, oh, I won a breadboard from another channel the other day, and I was like, we could make those. I mean, we definitely want to, what could we call that? My Wild, I don't know. Someone come up with a
Loaf.
name.
My Wild Loaf breadboard.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So we're always coming up with names for things, and yeah, it's we're super excited about like this. We're going in a few days, so our season 3 will be starting.
Yay.
Yeah, lots of fun, and we need a boat. We need to get a boat because we literally bobbed around on that little tiny skiff. And it's been sketchy. So we think we need to add a boat, but we need docks. We need all these things in order to progress, right? So
You need to be a maker and make yourself a dock.
yeah. The thing about that is that we have a sawmill now that's out in the open, right? So we need a year to dry it. We don't have a kiln on the island, so we're going to need time to dry our wood. And people were saying, why aren't you guys using wood to build your stuff? And it's because we would have to wait for a long time to build anything. So that will come.
How is the barge holding up?
Oh, wonderfully. That barge, unreal. We love that thing so much. It's just an old tank. And yeah, it's been perfect for us. So, the world's our oyster at this moment. I mean, who knows though, right? Like tomorrow, like we never know, do we? Tomorrow's not promised to us. So we just never know.
Mm-mm.
We've had...
Leonard Mountain Homes is in here.
Oh, I can drop off.
I was going to say, hey, Eric just walked in, so I'm going to go get him some ice and get him some drinks so he can go back out there and finish doing what he needs to do. But thank you for having me up here, Brian. I will see you guys later.
Well, thanks for coming in. Always
Yes,
enjoy it.
have a
I had
good night.
such a great time getting to talk to
See
you
you later.
guys.
See you
Yeah,
later.
we'll come back in again. We'll come back in again. I'll get Eric to join me next time.
Yeah, and he can share what he made.
I know he can share
You
with
know what?
me.
That's what I'm going to have people do. You got to come in and share what you like to make.
I like it. Stay focused. You got this. See you guys later.
Bye, Monica.
Bye.
Say hi to Eric. Yeah, I'm going to go too.
Okay.
But I just wanted to also let everybody know that we've got a live tomorrow night at 7, and everybody's in the house. So we've got Ann Dale Homestead, and we've got Lazy Days Ahead, and we've got a really fun quiz, fun night feature. How well do you know us? And all of the channels will be putting questions out about how well you know us. And we're going to have we did this, and you're going to have to guess who it is. And then whoever wins the highest amount of yeses or guesses will win a prize at the end. So that's tomorrow night at 7 Central on our channel.
Awesome. We'll be there.
That sounds great.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Hi,
Bye.
Melody.
Thanks for coming in.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
I know. So now a couple of things have raised some questions for me to you, Mike.
Okay.
I think I had a brain fart.
It's not my name.
What's that?
You forgot my name again.
No, I just forgot where I was. Period.
Oh.
Have you found it hard to get involved with people who are makers? As far as like I know it's not like this where you come in and you see all these people chatting, saying hi, and all that stuff. I've never seen maker lives like that, really.
Well, I do. I mean, I do a weekly live show, which at this point is basically just come and hang out with me while I drink beer. But there were a lot of times where I made stuff on the show, and I think most of the people who come to my live show are makers in some capacity. Most with wood. Some people are like tool people, like old tool aficionados and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, it's certainly not like you guys. What do you got? You got numbers in front of you. I don't know how many people are watching this right now, but more than watch mine.
36.
Yeah.
But I'm also part of Family Night, so we're all kind of combined together, and same people are watching all of us. Really,
Yeah.
they kind of dwindle down when they get to me because they're all going to bed.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of like, especially woodworkers and craft people and stuff that do lives that I've found. But I do I like my little community of people that come week in and week out, or drop off for a little bit and then come back, and it's a pretty tight knit group, and we're all supportive of each other the same way that you guys are.
Yeah. Well, if any of them would like to come up on panel and talk about what they do and stuff, they're more than welcome if you want to tell them about it.
Sure.
Hey, Danimal's in here. Hey, Danimal, can you come up? You're a maker for sure. Let's see.
Hi, Wanda Henry. I've got my phone with the chat there, so I know what's being said.
Oh yeah, I can't with my phone. I can either have you guys or I can have the chat.
So, like some people have been saying in the community, they're all makers and stuff like that. I get it. I get that. I understand that completely. You have to be able to make your own stuff if you want to be self-sufficient. So don't think I don't know that. I do.
Yeah, and like I said, most of the stuff that I make isn't things that I actually need. It's like things that I want to make, or things that I think will be fun to make, or replacing something that isn't as good as something that I could make, or
I don't know if you have ever worked with silver maple.
Yep.
Silver maple wood before.
Yep.
I've got some sort of like, it's not a true 2x4 right now because they have shrunk down, but I'm thinking of making like a fork and a spoon, like a salad thing.
Sure.
Out of that wood. And from what Jerry said, they don't stain very well. And this is part of my silver maple tree that he turned this on a lathe.
Yeah.
And it holds a crochet hook.
Nice.
And then he turned on a lathe the pins that I have sitting somewhere.
Yeah. I do a fair amount of pen making myself, actually. I actually teach pen making down at the studio that I work at.
I found it's called Sawdust Studio, that there's a guy that's at the farmer's market, and he has a place where you can come and learn how to do it. And I was thinking, maybe I need to go over there and talk to him about that, take that wood in and see what he thinks.
Yeah. My main lathe now lives down at the Arts Collective that I work at, because I teach enough classes that it's not worth moving it around all the time. And so I teach wood turning down there probably twice a month.
Mike, what did you do that made that audio fix the last time?
I left. I took my phone case off, and I closed my garage door.
It went away again. Okay, keep going.
What in the heck is?
We were hearing that again. I was just wondering, but you sound fine now.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I explain because I didn't change.
Every time
anything.
you go to say something about it, it goes away. It's like the singing frog syndrome.
Yeah, just keep bringing it up.
Somebody said that they subscribed to your channel, and I almost think it was. No, I'm not going to say who, because if I'm wrong, then somebody
Should
just subscribe to your channel. Yeah, go check him out.
I
Go check out.
want to say at this point I probably have 150 projects that I've done making stuff on there.
Yeah.
You know, on the lathe and not on the lathe, and cabinets and tables and shelves and bowls and pens and Christmas ornaments and
Go back and check out his series on making that guitar to start out with. That'll rope you into his channel.
yeah. If you can sit through all of that, then yeah, you're hooked.
Believe me, there are people that will sit through all of it, and it was well edited and well produced. So why wouldn't they?
I don't know, because it's long and boring.
The thing that I like,
There's triple overspeed.
the thing that I like doing is going to channels that does a lot of wood turning on a lathe and just watching them make something out of a piece of wood.
Yeah.
You know, a bowl or whatever. You know, and it is so interesting because I've never ever been on a lathe. I've never done anything like that. You know, it kind of makes me wonder if it would be really fun to learn. And it's dangerous too, you know?
Yeah. I mean, all power tools have their inherent dangers to them. And it's like when I teach people on the lathe, I tell them the story about how I didn't learn from anybody and I did hurt myself. And that's one of the reasons that I offer classes, is because I don't want people doing what I did and just being like, oh yeah, no, the YouTube guys make it look easy, and then they stick the sharp piece of metal in the spinning piece of wood, and you know.
One of the big channels I think both of us watch had an incident with a stop saw today, I saw the thumbnail. I have not seen the video yet. Stop saw is supposed to save your butt when you put your fingers too close to the blade. Well, apparently something went down.
Oh, really? Well, saw stops do have that safety feature in them, but you can bypass that safety feature with the push of a button. So if you don't have that safety feature turned on, it's not going to do what it's supposed to do.
What's the point of having it?
you need to be able to turn it off, because if you're using wood that has moisture in it, it can set off the brake because it reads that as blood, basically. Or if you're cutting anything that has metal in it, it'll set off the brake if it touches it. And those brakes, like, they ruin you ruin the brake and the saw blade when that activates, right? So you're down, could be $150 every time that brake goes off.
Yeah, it's better than losing your finger.
Yeah, but you need to be able to turn it off so that you can rip the piece of wood that's been sitting out in the rain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'll mention your gargle voice so it'll go away.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good.
I don't know.
Gargler, the gargler.
That's weird.
This is strange.
Yeah, because that thing basically explodes them apart when it does that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The blade does so much for it, so it just
a big chunk of aluminum that drives up into the blade to stop the blade and then drops it below the saw.
That's amazing that it could detect. I mean, because it will supposedly barely scratch you before it goes off.
Yeah.
So how is it making that quick decision? Because you could do a lot of damage. You can move
It's an
Pretty
electrical
quickly.
circuit. It has an electrical circuit running through it. And as soon as that electrical circuit makes contact with a liquid, it trips that brake
Or
and
metal.
fires that brake, right? So like I said, you can't use wet wood with it. If it touches metal, it'll break that circuit. You see all the commercials and marketing for it where they put the hot dog in and it only has a little scratch on it because it's breaking that electrical circuit.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah.
You know, because you see the people when they're cutting that wood, they have this little stick that they use to push it through. It is so important to not cut your hands. And there's one thing that I have here, if I can find it. It's a knife that
Well-
can really hurt you.
Mhm.
I'm not
With
sure where
wood-
it is right
With
now.
woodworking and stuff, you don't even see it. I mean, you think you're being safe and careful, and you could be fooled at times. There are some things that have happened that scare the crap out of me sometimes. Like when I was cutting the legs for last year's cornhole board, I didn't think I was doing anything out of the ordinary. I was pushing it through, and it caught just the wrong way, and it slant. Fortunately, it hit me flat instead of like at the angle that it had, the sharp angle it had on it, because it hit my belly and flew across the driveway. I was like, dang, that was scary. That was scary.
Yeah. Yeah, kickback on a table saw is probably what causes the most injuries.
Yeah.
It's not actually making contact with the blade. It's the wood twisting or responding to the action of the blade and getting sent backwards at you.
So
That's
the thing is, you're
the
supposed to stay
biggest-
out of line of it, but I wasn't actually in line with it. It kind of flung it the other way. So
Yeah.
you know, you can reduce your chances of getting hit or hurt if you're not. Never stand in line of the blade. Never, because it'll take skinny pieces and chuck them pretty hard too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, farming isn't any safer. I almost got ran over by a black plastic layer too when the tractor decided to start up on its own.
What?
That kind of makes me think back to what happened to my father in 1974. There was he was working on a car. It was a Ford LTD, and the parking gear was plastic, and the car was idling, and all of a sudden it jumped into gear because that plastic gear was wore. Shoved my dad against a steel bench, his workbench, and he lived. But there was things that definitely happened that he could have lost his life when I was a teenager. And they had a law that there was supposed to be a barrier there, but the legislator let them get away with it for 2 years. You know, so safety is so important when you're working with dangerous equipment.
Mhm.
It really is.
Sometimes you don't even know what you did wrong.
That's
And you're
the
just
worst.
like,
True.
how did that happen?
Yeah.
The worst way to hurt yourself is when you don't know how it happened, because then you can't make an adjustment and not do that again.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're just doing something and you're like, oh, like you did something stupid and you knew that you did something stupid and you're like, okay, that's why I don't do that thing that's stupid. Then it is a reminder to be safer. But when you do something and it hurts you and you don't know like the physics behind why that happened, or you can't like, not all of us are filming ourselves doing everything and can watch it back and see what happened, right? So it's like,
Or it never happens while you're filming.
well, yeah.
It's the cut that you're making that you thought was not important to show.
Well, it was like me last Saturday, literally just turning and falling over a floor jack on my driveway.
I heard you fell.
Yes, I did. Landed on my right knee. I have a bruise up here on my arm, right across here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry
It's-
that happened.
Yeah.
You know, it's just as you get older and, you know, your equilibrium's off a little bit. And I went over and landed, and my knee's still hurting. I'm still having some problems with it, but it's getting better. You know, and I'm not exactly sure how it happened, really. You know, I stay away from that jack now.
I was gonna say it happened because that jack wasn't where it was supposed to be.
It's like I just got too close.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill's in here from My Alaska.
Yes.
Hope you're doing well. Did you do a live yet using StreamYard, Bill? Or are you getting ready for tomorrow? Or is that for tomorrow night? He was trying to set up StreamYard and we talked about how to do it the other night.
Yeah, you have to do it 24 hours in advance.
Not StreamYard.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Mm,
You have to.
it's so long ago, I don't remember.
The first time when you set it up, that was the reason for my first on my birthday. I wanted to go live on my birthday, and I completely forgot that I needed to set it up with my YouTube channel so that they connected. I had to set it up 24 hours, so I had to let everybody know that I was going to go live the day after my birthday for the first time. Once it's set up, then you don't have to do that again.
Right. That makes sense because it needs time to actually make that connection and pull the two feeds together and all that.
Correct.
First $500 offer on the cornhole boards. I don't know. You could get more for them than that. You could definitely get more than 500 for those. I would say 800.
Well, I am gonna, Doug, you're just about done anyway. I got to get back to one more step on this cabinet before the end of the day, so I am going to bid you adieu.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. Always nice to see you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks, Mike.
Anytime that I'm available and remember.
Well, we're going to, even if they're homesteaders that make stuff, we're going to be talking about making stuff on this channel a lot more. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Every one of these people make stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, even just making food from scratch, that's making something.
Okay, now you're pushing it.
I'm sorry. I love cooking too. Goodbye.
Yeah, it's time to close out. We got Old Man King Homestead on in 1 minute. So I want to thank everybody that came into the chat and my moderators. Thank you for all that came in on panel. It was awesome. I enjoyed this conversation and looking forward to having more of that type of conversation with others next week. Come in here with what you make in mind next week. And we'll see you again next week, Wednesday, 9 o'clock Central. Bye for now.